on now. Broncos country, welcome back. It's time for your weekly horsepower hour. We have a super fun show planned for you. Even though Jeremy isn't here, he's here with us in spirit. We're going to break down the Jaylen Waddle trade. We're going to talk about the next moves that got to happen now that that trade has been completed. And then for the second half, guys, it has returned for this year's draft, the spin wheel of chaos, mock drafts. That's what we're going to be doing. You want to see what a Sean Payton bong hit pick at pick 62 looks like? Hey, we just might get that scenario. So y'all be sure to get in the comments, like, subscribe to all my friends. The link's in the description. And who was first? Jackson's first. What's up, Jackson? Thank you so much for tuning in. Real quick, guys. So before we get into our moves, when that Jaylen Waddle trade happened, was it last Tuesday, Wednesday?
It was like 12 hours after we signed off.
Yeah, we were praying. Can we finally have a freaking move to talk about? We actually got two, Jaylen Waddle. We signed this guy, Tyson Anderson, I think. So, I mean, that's cool, but we don't really care about him. Kodiak, now that you got a few days, give me your first impressions of this Jaylen Waddle trade, how you're feeling about the compensation that we gave Miami, everything.
All I'm feeling is, I would say a mix of excited, but I would say it's probably 70-30 excited to relieved, okay? I think I'm 70% relieved because I was just like, are we going to do anything at this point in the offseason? And obviously, you had to get a little bit creative with number 30, okay? I don't care about missing out on number 30 this year, and I also don't care about missing out on the third-round pick. The reason I don't is because, with Bryant, Franklin, Mims, obviously those are all guys we like. We like all those guys. But
we like our guys.
Yeah, of course. We love them all. But we weren't in a position to wait on one more guy, another guy to develop at the wide receiver position or any offensive playmaker position. We needed, Mike Kliss, if he's tweeting, and he's battery powered at this point, if he's tweeting the Broncos need more pop, then what do you know? The Broncos need more pop on the offensive side of the ball. The way I found out was by Marky sharing it in the Discord. I was like half asleep when I first saw that notification, so I thought I was just dreaming, but I guess I wasn't dreaming, okay? Free agency, the first day, I thought it was a complete nightmare, but last Monday, it felt like a complete dream, or I should say last Tuesday, it felt like a complete dream. That Jaylen Waddle's a Bronco, man. Pumped.
Yes. Mark, what are your thoughts a few days in on Jaylen Waddle?
It gets sweeter and sweeter every day. I think about it. It's the perfect move. It was the perfect addition. We tried to go through all the different scenarios, right? The free agents that were available, the guys that we can get in the draft. And there was a lot of like really intriguing guys, but none that you felt like extremely confident would actually elevate this room and make it to where it deserves to be with Bo Nix and his rookie deal. But the Jaylen Waddle trade does, man. He's the perfect complement to this receiver room. I think he complements Courtland Sutton really well. And I love how it makes everybody else below them kind of move down a spot, but into a more appropriate spot for where they're at. Because now they can be a lot more effective in terms of, what their roles are going to be, and, really make the most out of those opportunities instead of kind of putting unnecessary expectations on it. So the wide receiver room is perfect. I think it helps. It's going to help the run game depending on, who ultimately is the main workhorse backs in this offense. And it's going to help cover up a lot of what the tight ends can't do. I love it, man. I'm so excited to see Jaylen Waddle. He gives us absolute juice. And I think this is a top 5 offense in the NFL. Easy potential to be a top 5 in the entire NFL and arguably top 2 in the conference. So you got to love it, man. We're going for it. We're going for it in this window that we have. We are pedal to the metal. So let's get this thing rolling.
I don't think I've been this excited for an offense until like 2013, man, or going back to 2013, because 2013 is when we moved off of Brandon Stokely and we brought in Wes Welker, right? And then Julius Thomas, it was kind of his time to have his shot, at tight end after developing for a while. And you just knew the offense was going to be real freaking good, led by DT and still having Noshawn there. So, yeah, I'm pumped. I don't know if Bo Nix is going to throw 55 touchdowns, but I still think we're in position right now to win a bunch of games. Before we get into our next moves, I want to say hey to everybody in the chat. Can't wait to see what Darian has for us in the chat. Of course, Miles of the Crushing It Show on YouTube. Go subscribe to him. Hollywood Bronco Jackson in the chat. We got Michael, channel member, I think, over on Marky's channel. That's great. And yeah, and then we got the weirdos from the Vertical Stream. Welcome. We love you. You guys are awesome. So let's get into it though, guys. And let us know yours in the chat when you're talking about the Broncos. What's one move you want them to make, and what's one draft pick you want them to make? And now that this Jaylen Waddle trade has happened, we got to keep the momentum going. So Mark, I'm going to start off with you. Let's go with first our signing or our move. I guess it could be another trade. Let's start there, and then we'll circle back for the draft move.
Yeah, I thought about a trade. A trade's going to be a little bit tough. I'd say the one move I really want this Broncos team to make is to sign Cam Jordan to fill in for John Franklin Myers. And there's a lot of different ways you can go with this, but the big reason is because I don't want to feel like we're going into this draft having to maybe reach for a player with the limited picks that we have to fill in that defensive interior role. Because here's kind of the way I look at it. Like I love Zach Allen. I think he's phenomenal. DJ Jones is phenomenal. And I project that like worst case scenario, you could have Malcolm Roach start in that role. And I think he'd be really good. But I kind of view Malcolm Roach as like the Alex Polcheski of the defensive line, in a sense of he's really, really good. If you need for him to fill in at any one of those spots, he can fill in for Zach Allen, DJ Jones, or whoever ultimately, John Franklin Myers last year. But is he going to be the full-term solution? I don't know, maybe. And he's probably better off being the fill-in guy. I'd like to go with a veteran player like a Cam Jordan that's hungry this late stage in his career. Even though he's 36, man, he's playing some amazing football. I think he'd fit in seamlessly. I think he would absolutely eat in this defense, and it would allow for Savion Jones and Ioma Wazurike to still develop at their own pace. I just don't know if they're ready yet. And then you always got Malcolm Roach there waiting in the wings to be able to fill in where you want. So it's a big strength of ours, and he's available, and I don't think he's going to be very expensive. He's familiar with Sean Payton. My pick would definitely be Cam Jordan.
Do you have any what do you say to the people like me that are like, hey, he just had 10 sacks pretty much playing exclusively on the edge? Do you think you can sell him to kind of kick more inside and take some more of those hits and double teams?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, because my big thing is, if you notice the way that VJ uses those defensive end positions, specifically what John Franklin Myers did, he's always running them on twists and getting them on interior pressures and allowing for the edge guys to really eat there as well. It's not like he's just like, he won't play a very static 3-tech role where he's just kind of eating up blocks and allowing for everybody else to eat, man. Vance Joseph really mixes things up like crazy in that position. And I think it would be a really good transition for him. And again, like what percentage of the snaps did JFM play last year? And he was still super productive, like 40 or 50%.
Yeah.
And so you're not even going to sit there and say you're going to have a whole bunch of wear and tear. But dude, if you had 10 sacks with the Saints, and I don't even know who the hell their pass rushers were, what are you going to do on a team that was 4 sacks away from breaking the NFL record last year?
Right.
He'd absolutely eat. And I think he's actually better off being a 3-tech because he's 290 pounds. And so I think you could sell him if you really wanted to sell him, man. But yeah, I don't think it'd be too difficult of a sales move. Obviously, depending on who we're.
Well, he's got to come, man.
And the money and all that too.
I would love to have him here. Kodiak, is Cam Jordan your same move, or you got something else up your sleeve?
I mean, I got something way up my sleeve that I don't think anybody's been talking about lately. Although I would definitely be on board with the whole Cam Jordan thing. But what if I told you there was a first-round pick from 5 years ago, 6 years ago at this point, that is currently not on an NFL team, and I feel like he would fit well within our pipeline, okay? So here's what I'm getting at here, okay? Obviously, this guy has had one good season in the NFL, and it was with the Eagles 2 years ago. He was a big reason why the Eagles won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. and he's still out there because he was cut by our division rival. I'm talking about Mekhi Becton, okay? The reason I want us to go out and get Mekhi Becton is because, we've talked about it, all right? We need to get stronger within our pipelines, okay? Obviously Quinn is Quinn. He's going to be here for a long time, but, you have questions at the other spots on your offensive line, okay? You have questions about, Powers next year probably off the team. You talk about Palczewski and Pert. While those guys are, Palczewski, obviously they view him as a realistic long-term option. Pert, he's kind of eating up 1.5 million. We saw him last year. I don't think we want to see him again based on what we saw. But man, so I would just like to get stronger as far as our pipeline and developing guys. And Mekhi Becton is still only 26 years old, man. He's going to be 27 this upcoming April. And, like I said, he has had one good season of play on his resume. Obviously, he went to the Jets, and that really didn't work out. But, he was with the Philadelphia Eagles 2 years ago. And, man, those low, cheap, high upside signings, they're a big reason why they won the Super Bowl. Zach Bond, Mekhi Becton. And, I think if you put Mekhi Becton in a similar situation to what the Eagles were able to do with Stoutland a couple years ago and get Zach Strief with him, man, it solves a couple problems, man. It solves a couple problems, going forward as far as your interior depth. I know Palcho is probably the first guy off the bench at both spots, but you never know. You have these guys that like to play on their natural side of the line. Mekhi Becton was a left guard when the Eagles won the whole thing. So, yeah. And obviously, often injured player. I get it. But if you guys saw a picture of his dad on draft night, his dad is like twice the size of him, and the picture of his dad is still one of the my group chat pictures because we thought it was so funny. But yeah, now Mekhi Becton, I think if you put him in this ecosystem, man, I think it solves, I think you're killing two birds with one stone. You don't have really the capital to maybe build out your pipeline. So the only question is, you have, a couple decent-ish contracts on your bench on the offensive line, but if there's one place to overinvest, it is the trenches.
Dude, well said, man. Now, hey, Broncos, where's Perna? Hey, you got to let him know. We had a free guest spot open tonight. We heard nothing from Perna in the Discord. So, yeah. But, well said, Kodiak. I think that I feel okay about Ben Powers and Alex Palczewski, man. But outside of that, Nick Argiulo, sure. But if Quinn Miners goes down, man, we might have some serious problems, And I like that, man. Maybe he can rebound going from the Chargers to the Broncos. It sure worked for J.K. Dobbins for at least 8 games. So, yeah, I really like that. Now, my move, speaking of the Chargers, this was something that we talked about in the Discord. I'm glad that I have a friend on this show that is actually supportive of this move because, man, it was like pulling teeth to sell guys on this free agent last year, helping out one of the worst backfields in the NFL. And that's, hear me out, after the draft, you sign Najee Harris. That's the move. He's moving well off his Achilles rupture. That happened week 1 or 2? So he's had plenty of time to heal, get back going on it. And this is the math. J.K. Dobbins, 8 games. Okay. Najee Harris, 8 games. That is a full season. That's exactly who we need. He's experienced. He has a handful of carries. He can be just fine. I think that he's an underrated guy in the receiving game if you need to use him that way, and you'll get him for hella cheap. So yes, obviously you draft somebody at pick 62. That's what I want to do. But we like to carry 4 running backs anyways. So there you go. You got 4 dogs that can just go for it. All right. Now, Aussie hates this move. He hates this move. No, man, he's going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine, all right? Guys, and Kodiak, Mark supports me, all right? Mark supports this move. Do you support this move? Can we all be aligned on this?
Listen, highlight that comment from TW right there. I'd take Najee over Bidet and Jalil, dude. Anything that keeps those two off the field, I am in support of. Now, when we were doing our free agency stuff like a year ago, I was actually surprisingly really in on Najee Harris. I watched his Steelers stuff from 2024. I was like, wow, this dude surprisingly has some juice. Then he blows out his Achilles against us, if you guys remember. And then, yeah, I don't know. He just wasn't seen for the rest of the year. But either way, yeah, man. I mean, it's a little interesting. I think, if you are going to do this, you're going to do it after the draft. I think you should definitely explore to see if you have a better option in the draft. But hey, if you're going to carry 4 running backs and, I would imagine that Najee would be the game day inactive if you were to do this. You'd carry RJ, Dobbins, Najee, and then a drafted player. I'd imagine Najee would be the inactive guy, although you keep him on your 53-man roster. Just waiting, and that's not a bad idea, man. It's like the Golden Knights with Mark Stone. Remember, you put him on IR, you find one little ailment, and then you reactivate him when you really need him.
That's what we need. Mark, any other thoughts on Najee Harris?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't hate it. Especially at this point, and especially in the role that he'd be playing, right? Because again, just like TW said, man, whatever to get Bidet and Jaleel off of this team. Like, I'm so sick of injuries happening. They always happen, especially when you have J.K. Dobbins at running back, and then just running back in general. And the fact that, like, year in and year out, we just have no answer for someone that can come in and carry the load when it's realistically the easiest position to be able to find guys that can do it. I mean, when the hell did we sign Latavius Murray? Like, was it?
It was like midway through the season, wasn't it?
Midway through the season, dude runs for dude. Still, I think he still got 1,000 yards or something, or he got 100 yards in a game, and he was like the last one before JK finally did it this past season. So yeah, I mean, give me some guys that can go out there and that can perform, man. I think Najee would probably come in on a really cheap price. And yes, the key is doing it after the draft, because in case anybody in the chat doesn't know, you sign free agents after the draft, then they do, regardless of the contract, they don't count against the compensatory pick formula. So you're not going to risk losing the 4th and the 7th that you earn from this offseason. So that's why it's slowed down a lot. A lot of teams are going to be doing it, but Brian Robinson might be available, man. There's always going to be backs that can get cut, but I love the idea of bringing in a vet. And you can trust a vet in this offense, and that Sean Payton will at least trust them.
Yeah.
Should they get thrust into the final 8 games. I will say one thing, though, David. If they do sign Najee, I'd like for Najee to start, give us his 8 games early, and then finish the season out with JK.
Yeah.
Because that's when you need him to cook, and he can. And JK Dobbins, when he's healthy, man, we know what he can do. So get him for the final stretch run. That's what I'd rather.
I love that. And I know, okay, availability is the best ability, but let's be real. Jaleel and Bidet are available every game, and those guys suck.
Yeah, dude, they are. They have a different kind of ability. They are what we call liabilities. You know what I mean? Big time. And so the best ability is not availability, man. Maybe it is, but the worst ability is being a liability, and that's exactly what both of those guys are. I don't want to see them no more on this.
Yeah, I don't either, man. Get some veteran running backs in here, man. Everybody is so sick of Jaleel and Bidet in the comments. I'm glad we all feel that way. Now let's get into our draft move. Before we do, I want to shout out, wonderful name, by the way, Broncos Glazer 55. It's an elite username, man. Love that. All caps. He says Isaiah Trotter 62, Chris McClellan 108, Katrin Allen 111. We win the Super Bowl with this develop a young guy, Isaiah Trotter. Isn't his name like Josiah Trotter? Does he got his name wrong?
Josiah, yeah.
Josiah Trotter. It doesn't matter. Autocorrect with lots of reps. He might have been doing this on voice to text, I think, but he's right about this. Trotter, McClellan, Allen, those guys are beasts. And Broncos Glazer 55, dude, we're happy to have you here. We're going to go through a must draft guy, each one of us right now. So who should we start with? Kodiak, I want to start with you.
Okay. All right, cool. Man, I think there's a guy who I think fits in great with our mostly white defense, okay? So if you guys watch Texas Tech, you're going to watch all these fantastic players like Lee Hutter, David Bailey, Jacob Rodriguez, and all of them are just absolute studs, man. But my underrated gem of this year's upcoming class, and I think he fits the mold of a Bronco, okay? We know that the Broncos, they like their smart players. They like their guys on and off the field. They like their scrappy, lunch pail guys. They like their dudes that have played a lot of college football. And Cole Wisniewski out of Texas Tech is the mold, okay, of what they want. Now, Cole Wisniewski is a little interesting because he is a safety, and he did start his college football career as a member of the North Dakota State Bison, and he played there for 4 years. In his first year starting, he got 8 picks, but he kind of had to transform his game to fit the Texas Tech defense, and he didn't get another pick until I actually don't think he had a single pick this past year. Either way, the most underrated, most underappreciated guy of, college football's best defense, in my opinion, was Cole Wisniewski. And I think, you throw him in here, Brandon Jones, he is getting up there in age, and you have to make a decision on him this upcoming year if you're going to extend him or not. Personally, I'd be all for it if that notification hit right now. But, other than that, you have to be wary of your pipeline, all right? I know that Key and Skinner and who's the guy we just signed? Tyson Anderson are all going to compete for that third safety spot. But you don't have a real waiting in the wings sort of thing. And obviously he's not going to go until probably day 3, so that solves the problem too. I don't know how he didn't get a combine invite. Now, I don't really know his athleticism. I didn't even bother to check that on his pro day, but man, he stands out. You're watching Bailey, you're watching Rodriguez, you're watching all these guys from Texas Tech's great defense. I would love Cole Wisniewski.
I'm looking up his RAS right now. I don't see it. They must not have had their pro day yet.
Nope.
I think you're right.
Dang
you're
it.
right. I know.
Well,
I don't
love
know how
that, man.
I don't know how
George Payton loves that. Was that suggestion going with the DB? But it pains him to do it on day 3. Exactly. But you're right. We do need a safety. Even though, man, I'm feeling a little bit better about Devin Key. At this point last year, I was calling for him to be cut. So he's improved quite a bit. Mark, who's your guy that you're planting your flag on saying the Broncos got to draft?
Man, there's so many. It's tough because I've done so many different mocks, and like the guys that are showing are available at 62, I don't know if they will be. There might be other guys that I like that could be available, and then at 108, 111. And so I don't really know, but I love Kodiak's thinking. I was hesitant to pick like a defensive free agent that I wanted and then go with a defensive guy in the draft. But the way that I look at it is you got this draft, you got to attack a little bit differently. You still want to have your eyes on the future, guys that you could develop, but you want to find guys that you feel like can contribute right away. And usually with Sean Payton, at least, there's not usually like tight ends or running backs that you feel like can contribute right away, realistically, even though our tight end room is horrendous. And so is it okay if I pick 2 guys that are basically the same, and I'll have the chat decide?
We'll allow it.
I'll have because I'm really going back and forth between these 2 guys, but I'm on the same path as Kodiak, but I'm flipping it. So the 2 guys are Kyle Lewis and Torian York, right? So these guys are both technically linebackers that have crazy amount of versatility to play safety in the nickel all over the course. And here's the difference. They're both same measurables, about 6 feet tall, 220 pounds. When you watch Torian York play, he plays like a linebacker with his hair on fire out there to kill you. Kyle Lewis plays more like a finesse player, but he's an unbelievable cover guy. If you watch him in the Senior Bowl, he was covering running backs in that drill where linebackers are not supposed to win, and he was winning on every single one. And so the reason I like both these guys is because, man, you kind of have a need at depth inside linebacker, and you have a need at depth safety. They could cover both of those. They're kind of Swiss Army knives that you could play all over the field. So in certain packages, they're going to play. And I truly believe that they will be demons on special teams. If I had to choose between the 2, I'm probably going Torian York, because if this guy was literally 3 inches taller, I genuinely believe he's a top 15 pick in this draft. He's that good. 39 straight starts in the SEC at Texas A&M, the best, like one of the best defenses in the entire league. Absolutely like smart football player. And he fires you up just watching him. One of my favorite players, but I love the idea of like this Swiss Army knife type of playmakers on the defensive side that can play everywhere. Like maybe they fill in and they end up being a safety for Brandon Jones next year. Cool. They end up being the eventual starter for our terrible inside linebacker group. Great. but they could play right away. And then on special teams, I feel like they're going to be one of the special teams aces. So give me Torrey and York, man. But they're both real good, real good.
Mm-hmm. I think I'd go with Torrey and York too. I like his. I just like his style, his game a little bit better than Kyle Lewis. Although Kyle Lewis is an interesting chess piece. This seems to be pretty divisive, Mark, in the chat. Some people are like, man, VJ can't work with a tweener. Other people are like, give me Jake Golday over both of them. Yeah, Jake Golday is a good player too, obviously. But yeah, I think I will say, I think Kyle Lewis would definitely profile better as I think he's like more adequately sized to like play that safety role how you would want it to be played in Denver.
Well, and my thing is that like I love Golday. I think he'd be phenomenal. I don't think he would play much at all his rookie year, which is totally fine. I'm just trying to find guys that could play right away just because he's a linebacker and he needs a little bit of developing. But I'll measure. Everyone always talks about VJ and Isaiah Simmons, right? And I get that. I think that was a lot more Isaiah Simmons than it was VJ. Dude, look at the way Vance Joseph utilized Talanoa Hufanga this year. It was absolute perfection, man. He used them everywhere beautifully. He had the best year of his career in the box, in the slot, all over the place. The guy was unbelievably effective. You give him another guy like that, but a little bit more physical presence and put both those guys on the field. Oh, dude, I think it's a beautiful thing. So we could talk about Isaiah Simmons, but VJ's proven that he knows how to put guys in certain positions. I just think Isaiah Simmons sucks because even after he left VJ,
he sucked everywhere he's been. Yeah,
the guy's been horrible. So
that's true. Kodiak?
I mean, the one thing I will say, going back to the whole Isaiah Simmons thing, I get it. But also, a year later, they did the same bullshit with Zaven Collins, and it didn't work out either. So, like, I don't know, man. But yeah, no, those guys sucked. Like, Keim obviously didn't know what he was doing. He got that DUI, and he was probably drunk during those draft meetings either way. Yeah, no, I think York has the reason I think York would be better is because I feel like he has the better chance of being a true, like, linebacker, and obviously he's called the defense. Like, you look at all the scouting reports that they say about Torrey and York, first thing that pops up is team captain. And for better or for worse, we've seen that the Broncos, they really value that a part of their equation. He can call the defense, so I don't think we've got to worry about him, struggling to speak Spanish or anything like that, especially because he was in Corpus Christi. I know that they have a large population down there that can speak Spanish. But yeah, I love Torrey and York's game, and I think that he would fit in great here, man. I think he'd be great, and yeah.
And you know what's crazy about him? He's only 20 years old. He's not going to be 21 until June. This dude was starting in the SEC, the starting inside linebacker for Texas A&M when he was 17 years old.
Incredible.
That's insane. It's insane. So he's one of my favorite players. I would even love him at 62. I don't even know if he's available then, but I certainly, unlike the mock drafts always say they're available at like 108 and 111, I would be shocked and absolutely thrilled to get him there. But yeah.
I know Broncos Glazers brought up Deontay Lawson, but I think talking about kind of a tweener role, I think Justin Jefferson, the other Alabama linebacker, could kind of factor in there too. I have no idea where he's supposed to go in the draft, but yeah, I like Justin Jefferson's game too from Alabama. But and I think this might be a one that might split the fan base too. But guys, I'm over Jarrett Stidham. I think the Broncos are over Jarrett Stidham. There's no reason for you to put out if you truly love him behind Bo Nix, you're not doing what Tyler Columbus has been saying and leaking this stuff out, saying that the Broncos are getting calls on him and other teams see him as a potential starter. Why the heck hasn't he been traded yet? If he's a potential starter, with how weak this free agency is, with how weak this draft is, I'm praying to God somehow we can rid ourselves of Jarrett Stidham. It's a harsh turn on Stiddy, but that chest pass will haunt me. If I'm Sean Payton, I think that we're literally that dumb chest pass away from being in the Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, man. And yes, it's a team sport, but that dude was terrible under pressure when the moment mattered the most. This guy's had years to prepare for it. And if he goes down again, what are we paying? What are we paying him for? $6, $7, $8 million for? It is time to move on We got Sam Ellinger if you need him in a pinch, right? Go and get. Now I was deciding between two guys, so you guys can decide. It might even be in the 4th or 5th round, guys, and that's where it gets bong hit level, Sean Payton bong hit level. But a Taylon Green or a Cole Payton. Now I would prefer to go with Cole Payton because I think that him being at North Dakota State, he can fit into that our system a little bit quicker, right? He had a great grade under pressure, all that sort of stuff. I think he was the top quarterback out of all the draftable guys against pressure, granted FBS, but comes from a winning championship program. And you love his athletic traits. Still a 9.72 RAS guy, 232 pounds, 6'3". You can deploy him like Taysom Hill, which I have seen actual NFL mock draft people and guys who scout this stuff comp him to a way better passer version of Taysom Hill. We've been wanting Taysom Hill here. How about having a backup quarterback on the roster that can give you some athleticism, that can come in a pinch and run it through for a first down, something like that. So Bo Nix isn't getting all those hits. But at the end of the day, Bo Nix is a year or two away from a contract extension talk. Now's the right time to where you draft a guy behind him. We know what we got with Bo Nix now. He's 2 years in. There's no need for Jarrett Stidham on this team.
Are you concerned at all that Cole Payton's a lefty?
It bugs me. But no.
Okay.
You know what bugs me more is that would be a third Payton in this franchise. And I don't know if we can handle that.
Wait. 4th, right? Payton.
Peyton Manning, but like actively.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I think Cole Payton, to be honest with you, David, I think he's so good that I don't believe we'll have a chance at him in the 4th round. And I don't think teams will. If Trey Lance, that also went to North Dakota State, went 4th overall or whatever the hell it was, 2nd overall, there's no reason that Cole Payton should really fall very, very far. I know a lot of people are weary because of the fact that he's, North Dakota State and all that, and didn't really work out with Carson Wentz either. But Cole Payton is legit, dude. He's really, really good. Like Eli, if you're watching as a Jets fan, screw it. At this point, just he's someone to go after. I love that idea. And if he was available in like the 7th round, hell to the yes, I would take him.
I just feel like there's enough of these backup guys available, I guess, in just general. I think I'm more of the point right now where I think that there's a lot of backup quarterbacks I'd be cool with the Broncos like drafting, like Haynes
100%.
or even Taylon Green, What if we took Taylon Green at 108? I don't know if he'll be there, but that would be a fun pick to talk about. It would be bong hit pick.
Yeah, that would be a very bong hitty pick. Like I love the idea of drafting a backup future quarterback, but not anywhere before round 7, in my opinion. Just because you already gave up so many assets. Like, dude, those first 4 picks, and we'll see in the Wheel of Chaos, they are extremely important that you hit. Like, not just for this year, but that can be future starters and cornerstones for this team. But yeah, Taylon Green would be fun.
Dude, Taylon Green. Yeah, you cut Jarrett Stidham. You can sign Zach Wilson back if you miss on all these guys. I'm just ready. Kodiak, any thoughts on backup quarterback?
I'm with Mark. Like, if you're gonna do this, I think you've got to do it in the 7th round because you've hedged a lot on your faith to draft. And honestly, over the past 2 seasons, I think, have they earned the right to do this? Yes. In a big way? No, not necessarily. I feel like their contributions from the rookie class necessarily haven't been good enough to where I'd feel comfortable about using, anywhere earlier than one of our 7th round picks or anywhere earlier than the 7th round on a non-quarterback. And plus, you look at all these other NFL teams, like the Bills had Mitch Trubisky as their backup quarterback for a long time. You know what that tells me? That tells me they're hedging their success on the health of Josh Allen. Okay. The Baltimore Ravens, they had Lamar Jackson as their they had Lamar Jackson, but Josh Johnson as their backup quarterback. So all these great teams, they have horrible backup quarterbacks because you're hedging your bets. And obviously we were in a position with Stidham going into 2024, at least, to where we could wait it out and just, not give him potential starter money. That being said, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting guys, man. I think Haynes King, a lot of people are talking about in the chat. Man, saw him in Boulder this past August. Oh, boy, is he tough. He is tough, man. I know that Georgia Tech's offense is a little strange. They have like 7 option plays, and they just spam them all over again. But, man, taste God. That'd be a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, Haynes King's tough as nails, man. So,
Yeah.
you can sign me up with him as well. But, guys, let's get to the main event, and that is our spin wheel of death mock draft. This is going to be awesome. Let me find the right. Okay. So I don't know if you guys heard that clapping sound effect. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. So, guys, if you need help seeing this, these are the options that we'll have for our mock draft. We have trade back, a drunk Elway hit, a bong hit Sean Payton pick, a chat's choice, along with all the other main positions on the roster that we need to address at some point. We won't get to all of them, but we will be doing this through the PFF mock draft simulator that we will oscillate between. This should be a lot of fun. Of course, chat, let us know your picks at every single place. Shall we get started, gentlemen?
Let's do
it.
All right, let's do it. So, without further ado, let's spin the wheel. Oh, yes. Oh no. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted.
So this is for the first pick? We have to do alignment?
This is for the first pick, so it's going to be offensive line. How mad would you guys be with the first pick being offensive line right now?
I would never, ever, ever be mad at Trenches being our first pick of any draft ever.
Likewise. Me neither.
Dude, let's go. Well, let's talk about it. We got Caleb Tierman, who we had a visit with. I can't remember if it was at like the Combine or Pro Day or whatever. Keelan Rutledge available. There are a lot of centers like Connor Liu, Jake Slaughter, Mark Bell's a guy that we've met with. Demetrius Crownover's a tackle from Texas A&M. Billy Schrouth, guard from Notre Dame. I think he was the guy that was hurt. Drew Bowery, we just had a top 30 visit with. He gave up no sacks this year at Boston College. Let's guys, any particular name that's really calling you right now? Kodiak, Mark?
The one that really sticks out to me real quick is Demetrius Crownover. Like, this is going to be way, way too early for him, in my opinion, but he's a converted tight end, if you guys didn't know. Okay. He's
he's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And obviously, he has excellent size and good athleticism, but, there's a worrying trend that his pass blocking has kind of regressed every year, but he would be, I don't know, man. I like the idea of going a guy that can, be in the bookend, because I like the idea of taking a tackle, because it's easier for them to kick them into guard than it would be to kick a guard inside to tackle. That's just the way I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I don't know. He's kind of got an interesting profile, but what do you guys think?
The only reason I'm not a fan of Crownover is because he's mainly a right tackle and he's extremely raw. Maybe he could be a guard, but I mean, he's definitely an option. I think for me, I agree with you, Kodiak, in the sense of like, I like to get a guy that's a tackle, because you can always, maybe you kick him in a guard if you need some developing, and then he can be your outside guy. I would say the best tackles available on that list are Caleb Tiernan and Cage Casey. Both guys I like. Cage Casey, I think this would be too early. Caleb Tiernan would be really good overall. I know he's a very highly touted prospect overall. I mean, obviously a big dude at 6'7", 325, but tons of experience at Northwestern. One of the best pass blocking tackles. He's not going to be, mainly like your run blocking guy, but he's like a genuine, year or two out, I feel like he could be your franchise tackle at the left or the right side, most likely on the left side. So I love that. And then I'll say Keelan Rutledge. I know he's a guard, man, but he's an unbelievably good one.
Dude, I love him.
I think that he's always been somebody I've talked about early on, like he's an absolute mauler in the run game, one of the best run blocking guards in this draft. How much does he play this year? Not really too sure, but when we move on from Ben Powers, most likely next season, he's a plug and play, easily started right off the bat as well. But I like the idea of going tackle personally. If I had a choice here at 62, it'd probably be Caleb Tiernan, but I'd be fine with any of the guys mentioned, honestly.
What about you, Mr. Tox?
Oh man, I love Keelan Rutledge, man. Captain for Georgia Tech, and he gave that whole Georgia Tech offense, man, that attitude, that it needed. I'm a huge fan of him. I think he could start day one for us, and maybe we're able to get something for Ben Powers because I'm sure his cap hit would be low to another team that we trade him to. Could be interesting, but you're selling me on Tiernan, man. We do need to think about moving on from Garrett Bowles eventually. Hopefully not for a while, but that is something that would be nice. Do you think he can play guard too, Mark?
I mean, I always be like, yeah, if he can play tackle, he could probably play guard. But I don't think he would ever be asked to. I think he would be like a straight developmental guy. If he's not ready quite this year and we needed somebody to fill in, then we could use Crummer or your favorite guy, Matt Pert. But I would be surprised if he wasn't ready to play tackle, in his rookie season had he needed to. And then to bump into guard, maybe. I mean, 6'7" is pretty big for a guard, but
it's all Pert struggle.
I think he could. Somebody had mentioned Jennings Dunker in the chat. I think it was T Fishes.
Yeah.
I know he got taken. That would 100% be my choice, and it'd be the easiest decision for me here personally.
Yeah.
Because I know that he can play guard and he can play tackle really well as well. So he's like an ideal prospect, but yeah, he might not be available here.
Well, guys, I don't mean to cop out, but I think most of the chat is saying go with Rutledge here. Are you guys cool with that?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Let's do it.
We'll see how it goes. Boom. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. All
Broncos
right.
Twitter, I feel like would go crazy though.
Oh,
they'd be like, we waited 2 days of the draft for us to take a guard. It's like, hey, man, I don't care.
All right.
Here's what I'll say. Like 62 is now low-key one of the highest stakes picks of the George Payton era. And I know that everybody wants someone to contribute right away, but trenches is never, ever, ever, ever a bad idea. Ever.
Oh, no. Here we go. Right on cue. Mike, we failed Bo.
Screw protecting him, right? Get him some guys to
give him some lane so that Jaleel McLaughlin can get a big run one day. Okay. Let's spin the wheel again. So offensive line is off the wheel. Let's see where we go.
Are we going to pick 108 now, or are we doing like our first round?
Yeah. Oh my God.
This
is becoming a disaster draft.
No, this is your boy Kodiak. We could do your guy.
Wisniewski? Yeah, we could.
He should be available here.
Yeah, he should.
Oh man, we got defensive back. Let's see. George Payton just wet his pants seeing this.
Oh man, now. I love Tack Davis, but I think a corner would legitimately get the fan base to riot.
Yeah, 6'4" corner though. That's kind of. But dude, terrible in man coverage. You should be better at 6'4", right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he more of a zone guy?
Yes.
Yeah. Michael Taff is a guy that I like, but
is Bud Clark available?
Yeah. You like Bud Clark?
I love Bud Clark, and I'm
sell me on Bud Clark.
He will not be here at 108, but he is in this one. So, yeah, that would be my choice. I think he's phenomenal.
What makes him phenomenal?
I think Clark is really good too. Is VJ Payne here as well? The other purple safety from the Big 12.
Who is it?
Oh, VJ Payne.
Yes.
Oh,
he's available in the 7th round. Interesting.
All right. Sounds like Bud Clark.
Yep. Sounds good to me. Everybody else is signing off on that in the chat. So
great. That's all that matters. Thank God DB is out of here. All right. Will we get a bong hit Sean Payton? Oh,
Wait, please, tight end.
we
Yes.
did it.
Yes.
We barely made tight end. Okay.
Time to fight.
Tight end.
Time to fight.
Oh, this
Let's
is
do
going to
it.
be a fun one. A lot of good tight ends available. Justin Jolie, Jack Andrews, Dallin Bentley, Nate Borkircher, Joe Royer, Eli Raridan, Tanner Kojal.
Wait, we can't
Oscar
see.
Delp.
Share your PFF screen.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay.
My bad. Oscar Delp, Kojal, Cuevas, Raridan, Royer, Borkircher, Dallin Bentley, Marlon Klein. I haven't looked at Marlon Klein much.
I don't think he's that good, honestly.
You like Jolie, even though
Love Jolie.
Yeah,
love
Justin Jolie's would probably be my choice too here of all these guys. Because I mean, and Cody, I know you've been diving really deep into the tight ends, but the thing that I love about Justin Jolie, and again, one of those guys I don't think will be available at 111. He's probably going to go a lot higher, but dude, he's like a very, very good receiver. And the fact that he's 262 pounds, like blew my mind. He does not move anything like that. And you can see a lot of upside with the blocking too, man. I think he's one of the more complete tight ends with a whole lot of upside. So I like him, but I know there's probably more that you wanted to add there.
Oh, yeah. He does not move like he's 6'3", 263. He is fast, dude. He is really, really fast. And, I watch an interview with every prospect that I look at because I just want to see how they are. And then he goes to the podium, I think, against Virginia Tech. Quarterback throws him the shittiest ball I've ever seen on like a 4th down. Then he goes to the podium, Justin Jolie, that is, and says, I got to make that. That's on me. I'm the guy. I'm the captain. But, yeah, man, there's just a lot of guys who can he could just win in a variety of ways, man. One-handed, tiptoe, high point, he can do it all. And I think that you can be very creative with him in the red zone. So, yeah. What are the other options again?
We got Oscar Delp.
Nah.
Thoughts?
I'm not a big Delp fan, man. I think if Oscar Delp didn't play for Georgia, nobody would be caring about him, to be honest with you. Like, I don't believe in drafting tight ends like he's super underutilized or he has a bunch of potential. Like if you're playing in Georgia, which is a history of like utilizing the tight end and you were underutilized, that kind of tells me that there's probably a reason for it. Cool, you blew up your pro day, is what it is. But I'd rather go with somebody that's got a little bit more production. And I mean, and what I like about Jolie, and I know this was I don't think it was all at North Carolina State. If I remember, he transferred for summer, but look how consistent he is. Like 56 catches, 43 catches, 48 catches, over 500 yards basically every year, except 489, and then touchdown machine. So I love the consistency there across the board too.
Yeah, another guy I'd be stunned. I'd be stunned if he actually made it to us at this pick, but yeah. I think it's an easy pick. All right. Mikey wants to fight us on Oscar Delp, okay, in the chat. Mikey wants to say learn ball. Listen, as much as, we can say that Oscar Delp was an underutilized Brock Bowers, why was Mike Bobo the offensive coordinator, the same offensive coordinator that Brock Bowers had, and the same offensive coordinator that got Oscar Delp 20 catches this year when he was active for every game Georgia played?
That's a good point. I think I'd go with Jolie here too, man.
Yeah, I'd go with Jolie. A few other things I want to touch on. Jack Andrews, he's another guy that if you watch him, you kind of got to watch 2024 instead because he was really good with Mendoza at Cal. He was really, really good with Mendoza. It's kind of like Jordan Tyson, where if you watch 2025 and 2024, you'll see an entirely different player. Dallin Bentley, I actually just finished watching him today, man. He has 1 year of actual production in college football, but he was really good this past year. And, I wouldn't be upset winding up with hardly any of these guys. Like even guys like Delp, I would be very happy if we took, but I'm still going for Jolie.
Only one I'd be mad about is Mile Kitzelman.
Oh, Kitzelman sucks, dude. I'd be mad about that.
Yeah, he's so bad, dude. Poor guy. I feel bad, but yeah, he is.
It's all right.
He's the most unathletic athlete I've ever seen at the combine.
Yeah, but all these other guys like Kojal, Wright, Gillenborg, I'm interested in all of them.
Yeah, Eli Raridan, Daquan Wright.
We all love Raridan.
Man, yeah, Gronkowski. Maybe we can get him later. Guys, I don't know. Maybe I need to watch more Dallin Bentley, but he just, like I said in the chat, he just kind of gives me Adam Troutman vibes. So I might be traumatized if we draft him.
Right. Let's take Jolie.
Yeah, we'll go with Jolie. All right.
Love it.
Let's continue on here. Now we're into the 5th round. Yes.
Oh, please.
Yes, we got Elway. We got a drunk
Let's do
Elway
it.
pick. Yes. Yes, let's go. All right. Where are we? Drunk Elway pick at pick 170. Guys, is there anything coming to mind with you? Jeff Caldwell is available, who had like the 2nd highest RAS score for wide receivers ever behind a Megatron, I guess, this past week or at the I forget. It's insane. But he can't really run anything other than a go route. That's kind of
I got another idea for you. All right, do me a favor. Go to safety.
Oh God.
No, but you'll see what I mean by this.
Okay.
And then go down quite a bit to Kendall Daniels. He played at OU. There you go. All right. So first of all, go to the first look. This guy was a safety, and he's 6'5", 240 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And when you go back over to the stats, check out how crazy this is. And you go down, look at the snaps by alignment. He's literally played everywhere. All 3 years, he's played on the D-line, in the slot, a few as on the corner, in the box a whole bunch, and he's played deep. He's like one of the most confusing prospects because I have no idea where the hell he would play or if he's even good at anything. I barely hear anything about him. He's ranked, I don't know what, 250 something. He's ranked 365 on PFFs. So it's like, I feel like a really good Elway bong hit pick because he's like, look at this guy plays everywhere. Like, I don't know what the hell where we would play him at, but like we could figure it out. So that kind of came to mind for me, but I'm also down to go with like a quarterback or maybe like a kicker or something here.
I was about to say, go to the wide receivers real quick. You know, one thing Elway did not do a good job of is judging character, okay? And there's a guy I'm looking for in particular. I think he got taken, okay? Eric McAllister. You know, Eric McAllister had a lot of really, really big legal problems that I think, like Seth McGowan, that I think, okay, it looks like he's off the board here, but that would definitely be somebody who, you know, he likely will fall because, you know, you talk about McGowan getting in trouble in 2020. McAllister got booked, got charged with something like a year ago. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's too bad we don't have Clay Webb here to take. He would be the pick. But yeah, I don't know any of these guys' legal history. It would kill me if we drafted Dane Key. We're not going to do that. 1.34 yards per route run. Disgusting.
Actually, I have an idea. I have an idea. Okay. The reason I think Robert Henry Jr. would be a drunk John Elway pick is because he's a home run hitter running back that only runs a 4.5. All right. And we haven't taken a running back yet in this draft. Okay.
Oh my God.
And he lost his starting job at UTSA in the second half of the season. Now, the guy behind him, I forget his name, was cooking. But then I saw Robert Henry run like a 4.5, and I thought his best attribute was his home run speed, and I was like, okay, I'm out.
I know. I was bummed to see him run that 4.5. And he still had 1,000 yards on the year, but you're right. We haven't drafted a running back yet. And yeah.
I just don't know who would be bong hitting. I mean, Eli Heidenreich, you'd be thrilled with that.
Yeah, he's got way too good a character. He's in the Navy.
The 5th round, though? Drunk John Elway would take him in the 5th round, right?
No, what's the chat saying? Let me see.
Adam Randall. Oh, yeah. the converted tight end to running back.
Receiver.
Oh, yeah. Receiver.
Converted receiver to running back?
Yeah.
But he's fat, too. He's like 6'2", 235 or something.
Yeah, he's an absolute tank.
Yeah.
A DB no one has ever heard of is about right for Elway.
Isaac Yiadom in the 3rd round.
Dude.
And who is that? Who is that one guy we drafted? I think we drafted him as a corner, and then we tried to move him over to receiver. He was garbage at both. He punched somebody at DIA. Was it
Demari
Brendan
Mathis?
Brendan Langley.
Brendan Langley? Yes. Brent, that was the best, dude. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds really cool. Let's get a guy that's barely played that position.
Mark, I like your idea right here.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's
Kendall
fun.
Daniels. Yeah, even I guess our boy Andy talked about, follow Andy NFL Substack, guys, the best draft stuff. He said that he actually has him ranked. I have Daniels on my linebacker board with a super developmental early day 3 grade, but fuck,
Let's
he's
go.
fun. That's what he says.
6'5", 242-pound safety. Sold. Let's
Dude,
do
yeah,
it.
an absolute tank.
Yeah. Biggest safety in the NFL. That's what we'd have. All right. 246. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see. This is a good time for a bong hit. We get a chat's choice. All right. Chat. Who are we going with? You got to let us know.
Mark, I have an idea. Mark, I have an idea. Do you still have that Broncos trivia book behind you?
Yeah.
Okay, you should. I remember what we did for this last year was you read off a question. And then the first person that got it right got to pick.
Oh, I love that.
Oh yeah. All right. I dig it. Let me find one of these. See if any of this is good. And you guys can have Chat GPT ready if you want. That's fine.
People are saying running back, linebacker, defensive lineman. Look up running back or look up linebacker. That's what they're saying. All right, I'll do that in the meantime while Mark's finding this question. Eric Gentry, Savian Sori, Lander Barton, Scooby Williams, Wade Woodaz, who we met with.
All right, here's one. It's pretty easy, but it's a good one, and we'll see. I think the chat will be able to get quick with the answers. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
How many jersey numbers have the Broncos officially retired? Come on, chat. I know there's a little bit of a delay, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
Incorrect, Darian.
I think it should be 3, yeah?
Well, yeah. So there you go. Roan 77 got it.
Roan was the first one to get it.
Because it's Floyd Little, right?
Yeah. 44-7-18.
Dude, let's go, Roan. All right. Who you picking?
Messed up that 44 is not. I mean, what a great number, and we never got to experience it in our lifetimes. Yeah. Roan, you get to choose. You get to choose the pick here. Whatever pick you want. You want to show them the picks that we've gotten so far in this unbelievably unrealistic mock draft.
Yes, we got Keelan Rutledge at 62, at 108, safety Bud Clark, at 111, tight end Justin Jolie.
Actually, I wouldn't mind this. Kendall Daniels is crazy.
Yeah, and then Kendall Daniels at pick 170.
So running back, developmental tackle, linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, we got Dean Connors available, Jam Miller, Noah Whittington, Jamal Haynes, if you like 5'8", 200-pound guys. 5'9", 190. CJ Donaldson, was he hurt this year?
I don't know, but Strez said he wouldn't add anything to this room, and he watched every game of Ohio State, so I'll defer to him.
Dude, that's terrible, man. He had 10 touchdowns.
You can't add to this room.
Dude, I'll take Anthony Hankerson. He's another 5'8", 200-pound guy.
I'll take a lot of dudes at this point.
Yeah, did Rowan ever get back to us?
No.
Okay. Sorry, Rowan. We got to go with the next guy. That was Devontae.
Oh, yeah, Devontae 859.
Devontae 5'9", it's your pick. You get 30 seconds, or else we're never doing a chat's choice ever again.
We also got to take into account the delay, but it's only like 5 seconds, I think.
No more 5'8" running backs. No fair amount of delay. Oh, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, Dean Connors would be fun.
Dean Connors would be fun.
I mean, we do need a running back bad right here. I know nothing about Trainum.
He
But
is
he's got
fun.
a 34 elusive rating. I'm not really.
He is really fun. Like, he's a prototypical day 3 guy, but, you know, he transferred from, I think, Arizona State to Ohio State. And in Ohio State's spring game 2 years ago, he got like a crazy touchdown run and he never did anything again. Okay. But then he had like 1,000 yards this past year at Toledo. So he's interesting.
Yo, the chat has me rolling.
They're all pissed off. We keep on
Respect
selecting.
my co-host is so funny, dude. Yeah, I think Darian, I think we're not gonna let you pick because you didn't know if Little retired. Couldn't remember if Little retired. I don't think any of us could remember if Floyd.
Let's said the F word. We don't tolerate bad language here. Just kidding.
Only when I say it.
Yeah.
38 seconds.
Oh, wait, did Devontae get back to us?
My Obama phone? What does that even mean? No. All right, first person to come in here with a pick, we're just gonna use. Forget the trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't watch college football that much.
Oh my God. Broncos Glazer picked Jam Miller for us.
Oh my God. Oh my
God. Hell yeah. What's wrong with Jam?
Pre-combine, he was my lowest rated running back that I watched. Dude, I just didn't like him at all, man.
I mean,
I don't know how his analytics.
Look at those grades.
He's
not elusive, apparently. His yards after contact, missed tackles forced, not very good. But I mean, he's 5'10", 221, so people will cream themselves. Let's do it.
He had a good RAS. He had a really good RAS, and like people started to do that. But I was looking at Alabama fans and what they thought of him. They were just like, he'll be great on the San Antonio Brahmas.
Well, we got to go with them. Broncos Glazer was the first one to get the pick in. So
he ran a 4.42 though. That's actually pretty wild that a guy that size.
Dude, that's good. All right. Thank God we're through that pick. That took an eternity. All right.
I'll remember that for next year. Sorry, guys.
Dude, it'd be really funny if we actually took him in the 7th. He ended up actually being pretty solid. This is one of the greatest episodes. To come back.
We can't trade back. We got the last 2 picks of the draft.
Remove that. Remove that.
What do you mean?
All right. Oh, I forgot to remove running back.
There's no way.
For next year?
Here we go. Yes. Yes. We finally got the bong hit pick. That's the only thing that matters. All right. Where are we going, guys? Jalen Daniels, Taylon Green, Cole Payton, freaking Haynes King, Diego Pavia. He's like, what he measuring?
Dude, Diego Pavia.
5'10"?
Hell yes. Hell yes. I would actually love it if the Broncos took Diego Pavia.
Yeah. Come on, talk him up. Make the case.
I mean, I'm a big fan of him. Do I think he's going to be really good in the NFL? I mean, probably not. He's obviously really undersized, but he's got so much like Baker Mayfield to him in a sense of like he's cocky as shit. He's super confident. Like you talk about a backup quarterback though. I think he profiles as a really good backup because he's going to play his ass off, man. Like the dude is a warrior. I mean, what he was competing with Eli Stowers as New Mexico State, I think, to be the quarterback there. Obviously beat him out, and then Eli ends up transferring over to tight end. But the guy's been successful everywhere he's gone. He obviously turned around the Vanderbilt program. Again, one of those dudes that like super fiery, and I feel like profiles to be a really solid backup that can come in and like just win you some games. Think like Ryan Fitzpatrick. You know, remember, like everyone loved Ryan Fitzpatrick. He would do some dumbass plays, but he would also make some unbelievably great plays. I kind of see that with Diego Pavia. Like in a realistic guy that actually plays quarterback, he would actually be a pretty intriguing backup option.
You're not worried about him being shorter than Russell Wilson?
Not really. No, not really. Because I feel like there are some guys that I don't know. I feel like every quarterback that's short, that's not good, is not bad because they're short. I just think that they suck. Right. But like, I mean, Baker Mayfield was 6 feet. I think he was like 5'11" something. And he's proven that he can play. So I'm not overly concerned with the hype. But again, you talk about a backup quarterback.
Yeah, but would that be bong hitty though?
I mean, kind of.
Yes.
Low key, yeah, it would be.
I think it would be fun.
We could also. Is there any really good like Trey Smack, the kicker from Florida? We can get Jeremy Crawshaw's former specialist, draft a kicker and have him compete with Lutz, even though we just paid him. That would be a little bong hitty.
Who?
Trey Smack.
Wait,
Now you got Jeremy
You don't
Crawshaw's
run
former buddy.
Smack?
Was that the guy that ran like a 4.4 at his pro day and drilled like a 70-yarder?
Wait, he's a kicker that ran a 40?
Oh yeah, no. Who was that guy that kicked the set? He was yoked, man. The dude is like shredded out of his mind. That'd be.
Why has this guy got no stats?
It wasn't Trey Smack.
The UTSA kicker, Jaffrey Murphy. So he ran a 4.5 40-yard dash and connected on a 70-yard field goal. Wait, what's his last name again? Murphy?
I don't think he's on here.
Just Mason Murphy.
Bong hit Sean Payton would take a project. UTSA. Yeah, I think I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I think Pavia would be fun.
I think Pavia would be fun. He definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're drafting him. All right, we got one more pick. Sorry, I thought that was the last pick. And we already did running backs. We're not doing that. Yes, defensive line. Let's freaking
Any tight ends that play basketball available? Yeah, no shit. I was like, I didn't even know how to look that up, but I was literally thinking that.
All right, guys, we did it. Let's go ahead and take a look. What position are we doing? Defensive line?
Yeah.
Defensive line.
You want to include edge with this too?
Yes.
Patrick Payton just ran like a really fast 40, I saw.
Isn't that Sean Payton's son name too? Imagine we draft him and Cole Payton.
Dude, that'd be sick. Yeah, he ran a 4.65, but I think he ran like something fast in his pro day.
Wouldn't this be a bong hit Sean Payton draft? BK says no running back. Well, yeah, wouldn't this be a bong hit Sean Payton draft? The Wheel of Chaos did not call for a running back.
Yeah, it did not.
Amazing.
What about Gary Smith III, 340 pounds?
That's got Kodiak's eyes up.
Yeah.
We're open.
I was literally just trying to find the heaviest guy. It's between him and Cameron Ball. Gary Smith III right there, UCLA, yeah.
Oh, damn, dude. This guy does not win on pass rush, but he wins on the run. And at altitude, how many snaps do you think guys like this can play?
Not many. I don't think they can play many. The reason I think the way we've constructed our defensive line is the way it should be. You know, our guys are a little bit lighter in a sense, like the JFMs, the Zach Allens of the world. They're a little bit lighter for their like true positions, but I don't know.
We could go with Jacoby and Guillory. It's a hell of a name.
Guillory, Jacoby and Guillory. All right.
The second.
But
don't forget that's the second.
With the tech. Oh, Jordan Vandenberg. Dude, why has this guy got any grades? Played a bunch of snaps.
I kind of noticed that. Maybe they haven't gotten to him yet.
Oh, that's annoying.
He's got 21 pressures last year. It's pretty damn good.
Actually, that's really nice. He's 6'3", 310.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
All right. And lastly, Dominic Williams. Isn't he big? No, not really. Okay.
A lot of times, this is how we learn about half these prospects. We're like, oh, shit, let me go watch Bobby Jamison Travis. See, there you go. That's the guy, I think.
Who?
You're talking three first names as his full name. Bobby Jamison Travis. That's a hell of a name, dude.
Dang. 12.1% run stop rate. And wow. 84.6 run defense grade. And we still don't have I don't know. We still just need a little bit more size on the line, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, we could use it. He's 6'4", 322.
He hasn't done a Raz yet. Let's see what NFL draft buzz comped him to. I'm pulling this up right now. Ran a 5.25 at the combine. Don't care. All right.
Oh, look, draft projection 6, so we're getting good. Yeah, Jordan Phillips, that would make sense. JJ Pegues, that would make sense too.
Oh, Pegues, right? Pegues.
Is it Pegues or Pegues?
I thought it was Pegues.
Either way, whatever the hell his name is, dude.
I'm cool with him.
Yeah,
I like
fire
that.
away.
You sold me.
Let's see the
A
great.
lot of good names here. So, guys, watch this be the most accurate mock draft ever. We did take a running back. We took Jam Miller.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. Yeah, so guys, this is it. I mean, Keelan Rutledge, Bud Clark, Justin Jolie, everything's going good. And then we just start tripping acid in the 5th round. Kendall Daniels in the 5th. Jam Miller out of all the running backs available. We go with him. Diego Pavia in the 7th round, and then Bobby Jamison Travis. He gets the highest grade out of any of the picks according to PFF.
I'll tell you what, man, you could sell. I mean, you could sell this to a fan base if you needed to, though. Like, first of all, I love the first 3 picks. Kendall Daniels is going to be like, hey, at least we're intrigued. We don't know what the hell to expect. But like, of all the guys that we saw on the running back, I know that Jam Miller is like probably the least sexy pick of those guys. But one thing you can say is at least he's got a shitload of experience at running back, and he played at Alabama. So he might be one of those guys that he wasn't necessarily the best in college, but I mean, who knows? Maybe he becomes
his name was Jam, and all this guy did was get jammed at the line for less than 4 yards a carry.
I know Jamarian, or is that his full name?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was Jam. Yeah,
really good special teams guy.
Yeah, BK's done with our shit. He says run another draft without that cursed board. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I'm with it. If you guys got time, I could do it.
Let's go real fast.
Okay.
All right. Shall we make this fun and do like more randomness?
Sure.
Okay. I always hate choosing from the same guys all the time. All right. No. All right. I guess we won't use the wheel, but Ty Simpson is available for backup quarterback.
What we got for tight ends?
All right.
Oh, Jadarian Price.
We got Isaiah Trotters available. We got
Sam my pick is Sam Roush. Cody.
Okay. What we got a running back here? Freaking Mike Washington.
You would rather have, I mean, Mike Washington is most definitely not going to be here. Would you have Sam Roush over Mike Washington?
You don't think he'll be there at 62?
I don't think so. Like Mike Washington legitimately, like Sam Roush, yes. But Mike Washington literally had the best size speed score since JT.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. There's also Jonah Coleman, who, if you look at this team, like I agree with you. I think Mike Washington's going to be a better prospect, higher ceiling. But if you look at kind of like what we need now, couldn't you make the argument that like Jonah Coleman would actually make maybe more sense? Because he's not going to wow you, but man, he's just solid across the board. A shitload of experience. He's a big dude. And apparently, I think he's pretty good at pass pro. If I'm not mistaken, he's one of the guys that's like one of the better pass protectors. Yeah, so like you feel like
no drop.
Jadarian Price, has 0 drops in his entire NFL career too. I learned that today as well. But I mean, that's why I look at it like I would love Mike Washington, but I feel like Jonah Coleman would actually have a higher chance to play. Same thing with Sam Roush. So I like Sam Roush a lot for this team also. But I mean, shoot, I'm good with David. If you want to make the decision, I guess we'll do it between Mike Washington and Sam Roush. I'll let you decide.
Yeah, I will jump off a bridge if we don't select a running back here if these guys are on the board. So
all right.
I'm going to go with Mike Washington.
I dig it.
Sorry.
Sorry, Bronco Glazers. He wanted Anthony Hill Jr. Really bad.
Well, hey, I like Anthony Hill Jr. Okay. We will continue on here with pick 108. Again, good backup quarterbacks available. Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Hauer, Jonah Coleman still available. Dante Corleone if you wanted a big fat guy. All right.
All right, so we got our running back. Let's check out tight ends and linebackers. You guys go with that? Or
that's
we
probably a
get
good
other?
idea. We need a draft for needs.
Yeah, a little mix.
Deontay Lawson. Broncos
Not a big fan.
6'2", 230. Okay. We got Jolie Andrews, Bryce Betcher. Delp, Oscar Delp. Way down here. Right next to my guy, Jack Kelly.
I think the tight end pool is a little thicker than the linebacker pool, so we should go linebacker with this pick.
Or let's maybe we can make it fun because we're picking at 111.
Yeah.
Show me the tackles real quick.
Okay.
Let's see this because I did a similar draft before and it was like
Crown over Cage Casey.
All right. I love the idea of Cage Casey. We can see how this draft goes because I think we still might be able to get a tight end and a linebacker that we like. But I mean, I love the idea of a player like him that we can develop.
I think this would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Cage Casey off the board. Our
All right.
next Ryan Clady.
Now it's basically going to be the same.
Well,
So
we got to go
like
linebacker or tight end here, probably, yeah. But here's the thing. Who's going to play more this year? Let's talk about it. Who's going to play more this year? A tight end you draft right here or a linebacker you draft right here?
A tight end.
You think so?
I think so, yeah. Because
It
they're
depends.
very conservative with their deployment of rookies, but even more so on the defensive side of the ball. And the tight end room is just so ungodly horrible. It has been 10 times worse. As much as we harp on the linebackers, as much as we didn't want Singleton to be back here, the tight end play has been exponentially more pathetic than the linebacker play.
Yeah. Like, I mean, dude, Justin Jolie would, I think, be the obvious choice, but sometimes it's like, I want to make it realistic. I just don't think he'll be available at 111. I'd be shocked.
That's fine. We could go, I mean, let's pretend he's off the board. We drafted him in the last draft.
And I do believe,
I
believe that Torian York would play a lot, but it would be mainly on special teams.
Yes.
But I think he would play a lot.
I think with Singleton on a 2-year contract, they kind of understood, and he kind of understood that he was going to be mentoring his replacement. And I think Torian York is made of all the stuff that they want.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's really a 1-year deal with Singleton. Like, you could get out of his contract next year easily.
Which, once again, we talked about getting Jaleel and Bidet off the field in the last draft. I'd be all for getting Singleton off the field next year.
Okay.
Likewise.
It sounds like we're all in agreement on Torian York then.
Yep, I like it. I love it, actually. That would be I'd be thrilled with that pick.
All right. Oh, yes.
You already know.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Dude, yes. Eli Raridon.
Eli Raridon for sure.
He's got to be our Rob Gronkowski. 6'7", 252. Yes, please.
Yeah, Raridon would be the shiznit. This is actually a really good draft. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I like the randomness meter up on here. This is kind of fun. All right, 3 7th-round picks. Lake McCree, we got the quarterbacks available. Eric Gentry is an interesting guy that I think is just a special teamer for at least 2 years. Haynes King. I don't really have a strong drawing to any of these players. Do you?
I don't think that one white dude from Iowa, that receiver, is available. But
Wedgen went before this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, not surprised.
Yeah, 229.
I mean, for what it's worth, my favorite late guys are one of them is Carson Ryan. If you wanted to add another blocking tight end.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Riley Nowakowski because he's only 6'2".
Yeah.
Need taller tight
But then we could also look at, I guess it doesn't really matter. We could look at defensive interior because I don't think we took any defensive linemen.
No, we haven't, but screw it, dude. We'll draft my BYU guy, Carson Ryan.
Yeah, it's all going to be the same at this point.
Yeah. Okay, you want to look at defensive linemen?
I mean, maybe we should go with Bobby, Jameson, Travis. You got a B+ for him.
Right. Brandon
Mikey,
Cleveland, was he
Mikey
good
said
at all?
the guy up at the very top, the Georgia Tech dude, is going to pass the name test.
I think it's very true. Jordan Vandenberg.
I just feel like I know how he looks, and I've never seen a picture of him.
I'm gonna look him up right now.
Yep, he looks exactly like you think he does.
Wait, hold on.
Like a straight Viking, dude. Yeah, that's Jordan Vandenberg. That makes perfect sense.
Dude, there he is, man, in all of his glory.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a ball player.
He recorded a 10 out of 10 on the Raz.
What?
Dude, what?
I just saw it on Twitter. Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure that this is legit, though, because I think it was on his. Yeah. His Raz score is 10.
Oh, my God. We're definitely drafting him.
He ran a 4.94. He ran a 4.94 at 310 pounds.
Oh, my. Only behind Jordan
had
Davis?
Had a 36-inch vert. 9'11" broad. Yeah, damn.
Dude, and he did a shuttle. Okay.
Sold.
It's decided.
Yeah.
He's now one of my guys. Boom. Instantly.
Dude, and I feel like, honestly, like NFL front offices, when they get to this point of the draft, they're just like, what's the RAS score? Screw it, take them. Because it's like,
right?
How much info can they actually have? I mean, I know they got scouts out there, but I'm sure some of them are like, screw it, man. Like, let's just go with the RAS guy that we're probably not going to have, we want to fight for him as a UDFA. So that's why they do it.
Kodiak. You're a Dean Connors guy, right?
Oh, I love.
Sell us on Dean Connors.
Okay. So Dean Connors, once again, no idea how he didn't get a combine invite, but he is a powerful runner with underrated playmaking ability. Okay. If you watch Houston and you're watching to see how Tanner Kojal looks, I promise you, Dean Connors is also going to stick out to you. He's also an analytic demon. Okay. He was a super productive player for 4 years of college football. He can be lined up anywhere. Really like his short area quickness. Now, the problem with him, gargantuan workload in his college football career, but you know what? That doesn't really matter at this point in the draft. Jaleel McLaughlin came in to this building with the most carries ever of any college football running back ever. And my favorite thing about him is that anytime he's there for a rivalry game, he gets up for it, man. Especially the Big 12, man. I remember him against Arizona this past year. He also tore up Houston 2 years ago before he transferred to Houston. And he has a dominant receiving profile, very steady production, played some kick return. Once again, get Bidet off my team.
No, dude, he does profile as like a perfect 7th rounder. And I was blown away when I saw that he was 206 pounds. Cause just like you said, he runs like he's 225, 230.
Yeah.
Dude is but I knew he was a good receiver, but good Lord, I didn't know he caught it like 61 catches in 2024. That's pretty insane.
I'm a Dean Connors guy. Let's finish this thing off and draft him. Okay. Let's see how they like this one. They're going to punish us for skipping on Jolie. Wow, they're punishing us for not drafting Ty Simpson. D+ for Mike Washington Jr. Whatever.
Imagine one of these analysts goes, like, we get Mike Washington at 62, and one of these analysts is just like, why did they not draft Ty Simpson? He was BPA.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, A for Eli Raritan, though. And Carson Ryan, B+. I'll take that.
Dude, I actually love this draft. I mean, you talk about a good mix of 2 running backs. I love it. That means Jaleel and Bidet are gone. You got your developmental tackle. You got your future starting linebacker, and then 2 tight ends, which means Lucas Kroll and Nate Atkins are probably gone.
Yeah.
So
it still leaves a spot for Drew Sanders, baby.
Yeah. On the side workout field. How many times we heard that? Drew Sanders doing field work off to the side. That's basically where he's been spending all this time. Poor guy.
Remember in the playoffs when they used their IR activations on Kroll and Sanders on the same day? I think it was like back-to-back days where they used one of their designations on Kroll and Sanders, and neither of those guys got activated, but that was
Yeah, what the
common
heck?
gold.
Well, they did Caleb
Like-
Lohner too
Oh yeah.
before. I was terrified. I was like, dude, what the hell is Sean Payton going to do? And then they're like inactive. I was like, all right, perfect. They were just trying to get him some money, but
I thought he was going to be our secret weapon. Dude, guys, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for going late with me. Chat, you guys were absolutely fantastic,
Yeah,
as
awesome.
always. Again, be sure to like, subscribe to all the channels. Links to them are in the description. Real quick before we wrap things up, Kodiak, Mark, what do you guys got going on your channels that people can be looking forward to? Kodiak?
Just some draft content. Like, I'm going to make a video pretty soon here about the best free agents that are still out there. But man, it's almost, you don't really know when it's time to switch from free agency to the draft. But I think we're pretty much done as far as free agency goes.
Well, we never started free agency, so it's
yeah. But I don't know. But yeah, I'll put out some draft stuff. I know Mark is going to as well. Sub to his channel, NFL Mark Draft, because he does fantastic work. And yeah, man, the draft grind is beginning, a month from now in Pittsburgh, and it feels like the draft this year is super early. It's April 23rd. I feel like we were just waiting all April last year for that.
it's a month away.
Happy about
Wow.
that.
Month away today.
Mark.
Yeah, no, same thing here, man. Just a lot of draft stuff on the Broncos channel. It'll be all like draft related stuff for the Broncos, kind of maybe comparisons between two guys like Max Clare versus Sam Roush, making the case for both. Kyle Lewis versus Torian York, those kinds of things I've really been enjoying doing. And then on the NFL Mark Draft channel, it'll be more like league-wide, broad, trying to expand the horizons there and talk a little bit more about other teams, especially now because we don't have a first-round pick. So that'll be a little bit, at least, give me a reason to tune in, see how close we got. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. You guys in the chat were awesome. And this is always it's quieter time of the year, but it's really, really fun before it gets uber quiet after the draft, which maybe not for us, because I do think Broncos are going to make a lot of their free agency moves after the draft this year, but always something to talk about, man.
Always, man. Well, guys, we'll be back next Monday. We'll see what we got planned. Maybe we go through some other mock drafts, and yeah, we'll continue to have some fun with it. But really appreciate every single one of you guys spending your Monday evenings with us, and we'll see you guys tomorrow or soon. Go Broncos.
Go Broncos, baby. Peace.